We have Laura listening in Maryland. Laura, welcome to the program.
Hi, hi.
Hi, thanks for calling.
No problem. I have a question.
hmm
So, for infants, to toddler age, those, the young children, what does the Bible say about their faith as far as salvation? I know there are people who say that, it's based off of the salvation of or the lives of the parents, but I just wanted to know, what does the Bible say about their salvation if they die, unfortunately at an early age, maybe 3 years old, 2 years old, so innocent.
Yeah, that is a great question. It's also, in a way, a tough question. I think it's in, Pastor Ross says, at 1 Corinthians 7, where it says that the children are sanctified by the believing parent. And you might look there for me. And that's one verse. Now, the Bible's pretty clear that children before the age of accountability, now, and the Bible doesn't say, well, when they reach 12, because the age of accountability is determined by their understanding, and that may vary from child to child. I think we all know there's, some people, because it may be a mental challenge, they act like children in their 30s. They just never grow up, and God
Mhm.
probably treats them, if they've got some kind of handicap, treats them like children. So if a child dies before the age of accountability, they're not punished for the sins they may commit because they're doing it just by nature. They may not know the consequences. The Bible says
Mhm.
sin is knowing to do good and not doing it. Um, but believing the parent, I'm sorry, the children of believing parents are, I believe, sanctified by the.
Yeah, First Corinthians chapter 7, verse 14. So that's the reference
Okay.
there. And then one other I wanted to add, Pastor Doug. We have that passage in Jeremiah. Let's see, I think it's Jeremiah chapter 31, verse 16, that actually was quoted with reference to the destruction of the little baby boys at the time of Christ's birth.
Mhm.
And it talks about, it's actually quoted in the Old Testament prophecy in Jeremiah 31:16 that says, the children shall return from the land of the enemy. So you have a reference there to the resurrection for all of those little babies that were killed. So that does also give us the understanding that before the age of accountability based upon the parents, there is hope at the resurrection for them.
Now, there is one.
Okay, so
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. No, no, I was just clarifying. So it has to do with the age of if they don't reach the age of accountability, and if they and also the parents. Yes, if I
Yes.
understood
Yeah.
correctly.
And
Okay.
there is one verse someone might want to know then. Does that mean that every child uh, around the world throughout history, I mean, child mortality is the highest of any group? Does that mean every child who dies before the age of accountability around the world throughout history automatically is in heaven? A lot of scholars stop short of that. They definitely won't be punished, but it's like in the book of Job, I think it's in chapter 3, he talks about, he's cursing the day of his birth. He said, might I be like a child, a stillborn infant that had not been. And so, there may be some that will be as though they had not been. We definitely know they're not being punished, but theoretically, if every child of every human that dies prior to the age of accountability is automatically in heaven, you'll be swimming in babies in heaven. It would be a nursery. So we don't know. We all we know is that Bible is clear that they're not going to be punished before they know. So anyway, hope that helps a little bit, Laura. That's a great question, a tough question too.